What's going on? It's be your man Locomotion here, back with another banger. Finally, after a short delay, I'm here to give you my recap slash review slash informative video about the actual Cartagena, Colombia. Not Getsemani, not Boca Grande, not Centro Histórico, like Marbella, all that. That is like regular stuff that you can find on YouTube very easily. So, let me preface this video. So, this is for, I guess you could call it intermediate travelers. If this is your first time visiting Cartagena, this video is not for you. This is not a comprehensive guide to a first timer. So, if you speak zero Spanish, and if you have not gone to Boca Grande, if you're not gone to Isla de Rosario, if you've not go to La Playa Blanca, if you haven't been to Getsemani, if you haven't been to uh, El Centro Histórico, if you haven't been to the tourist areas, do that first. Okay, this is not that. The reason why I went to the barrios, I went to like the slums because I'm planning on actually becoming an expatriate. I plan on moving to Colombia, but I'm not sure if I want to move to Medellin or Cartagena. And for me personally, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I don't want to be like those expats that live in Mexico, right? That live in like this expat bubble that don't know the language, that don't know the culture, that don't be outside. If I live in the country, I'm outside. Like I'm moving everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Not everywhere, everywhere. Like I'm not gonna go where it's obviously super dangerous. But like if I were to live in Cartagena, I'm not just gonna hang out in Boca Grande. I'm actually gonna be in the city, right? So, to make this more clear, let's take a look at the map real quick. So, follow me, all right? So, this is Cartagena, right? So, the areas that you would frequent as a tourist are here, El Centro Histórico, okay? This is the clock tower. Monumento Torre del Reloj, excuse me, Torre del Reloj, all right? This is Getsemani right here. This is Boca Grande, all right? So this strip is where you will go if you're a tourist, right? This is not where I went, all right, gang? So my hotel was here, right here in a barrio called El Prado, Prado, okay? I went to El Bosque. I went to the actual center. If you look here, that's Stragos nightclub. Let me zoom out. The actual center. I went to this love motel. I went to this love motel here, closer to the airport. So I was all over Cartagena. I was all over the actual Cartagena. And so I do have some photos. I do have a little bit of video, but I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. I didn't take extensive video while I was in these areas because, um, frankly, it wasn't safe. I'm not saying that like I was necessarily gonna get jacked, but I didn't want to risk it because when I was outside, like nobody was like on their phones recording anything. When people were out drinking and dancing and doing salsa and everything, nobody was recording anything. I already stick out, you know what I'm saying, as a foreigner because of my hair, not because of my skin color, but because of my hair. I look crazy, you know what I mean? So if you take a look, I had like a little disguise low key. Like, this is how I look, right? Like, this is how I looked. I had the little bucket, you know what I mean? I had the bucket hat just because I need to cover my hair because I have locks. And there are some people with locks in Colombia, sure, but wicks, nah, that ain't really a thing. So I had my little disguise right there, you know what I'm saying? So I just roll with the bucket hat. But my overall, before we like really get into it, so the city itself is quite dirty. Well, I won't use the word dirty. I will say there's garbage strewn across the ground everywhere. You know what I mean? There's a lot of garbage and there's heavy flooding. When it rains, them streets flood very easily. They don't have a lot of great irrigation. Where I stayed at, the hotel I stayed at was very loud. So I was up around 5 in the morning every morning just because it was that loud. There was a lot of traffic, a lot of music, a lot of people yelling and people honking. Um, when you're in Cartagena proper, it does look like a third world country for the most part. I have been in third world countries before, and I could say with pretty good clarity that it is a third world country. It's not like Boca Grande. So let's shift to where I did stay. Okay. So let's take a look at the map here. So I stayed at Hotel He Cartagena. Let's look at some photos. So this is it, Hotel He Cartagena. This is not the nicest hotel in that particular area, but the reason I did book this hotel is because it is guest friendly. So how this hotel works is that if you book a reservation for two people, the first person that you end up staying the night with is your person, right? And that's free of charge. But if you bring additional people, like let's say you were to bring another girl, another guy, if you're a woman, whatever, then there's going to be a fee. I don't know what that fee is because I didn't actually bring anyone to this hotel. I did go to hotels and I'll show you where those hotels were, but I didn't bring anyone to my hotel. It just didn't seem like the smart thing to do. So like the rooms really do look like this basic. You get a bed, you get a little desk, you get a TV. Um, yeah, that's really about it. My room looked exactly like this. Pillow, everything. Um, you can get a little breakfast. They serve you breakfast, but the breakfast they actually do charge you at the end, like when you go um to check out, they will say, "Hey, you ate breakfast this many days," and they're gonna charge you a few bucks, like maybe like $3 to $5 for the breakfast. It's nothing crazy. So yeah, this is very accurate what it looks like. Yep, that's what the front desk looks like. Reception. This is where you eat. Yep, this is pretty much exactly what the shower looks like. Um, I don't remember seeing this. I didn't have no little hot tub area. This might be a thing somewhere in there, but my room didn't look like that. My bathroom looked like this. Just a sink, toilet, and a shower. That's exactly it. You get a little AC. That's it. So it's not fancy. It's definitely not in the greatest area. Let's take a look around that area. Um, one moment. Bear with me. I want to try to do that thing where you look at the land. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this is it. Damn, they covered it up with a bus. All right. So basically, this is what the neighborhood looks like. It ain't nothing nice, right? But this is a little outdated. Like it looks a little bit different than this, but this is generally what it looks like. Um, there's a little like this is the entrance of the hotel. There's a little clothing store here, but nowadays, I don't know why this looks so outdated, but let me show you here. So here, this pink building is something different. Like this is replaced by something called a casino, right? So is um the casino is actually just a bar. There's like 3 or 4 slot machines in the casino, but there's actually people in the casino drinking beers, and you can stand inside and drink, or you can drink outside of it, right? So the casino would be located like over here. Like you see this building here? Like this is where the casino would be. So basically, when you're in the barrios, these casinos are everywhere. It says just straight up casino, Kasino, right? And in these casinos, you can drink a beer cost 3,000 pesos, so about like 70, 80 cents. That's the typical price of a beer. And sometimes there are girls in there, and the girls may be just there chilling, and some of those girls are in there working, if you will. And the prices of the girls who are working there, um, I can't really say the price here on YouTube, but I can uh make a sign with my hand. So like this, 1,000 pesos. So or 1,000 pesos. Okay. So that's pretty cheap in a place like this. So this street here, as you notice, this is the highest point. Hold on, let me take a look. Sorry. This street here, this is the highest point in Cartagena. It's very close to the hotel. And this street is actually directly on the bus route. So if you go this direction, this is a bus stop right here. Okay. So if you see the buses, if you take this bus route, this direction, I have a bus card. You see it? You see it? This will take you straight to the bus tower. So, not, I'm sorry, the clock tower. So I actually did take the bus. If you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me, but I took the damn bus. Uh, this is me on the bus. I actually did take the bus. I took the bus to and from the clock tower. The bus is like really cheap, maybe $1 each way. So I did take the bus. So this is the general area where I stayed at. It was very loud. There was a lot of shops, but there were not many restaurants. There was a lot of street food. So along this road, you're gonna see a lot of street food. Not many convenience stores. There's a few. There's not many drugerias, or but there's a lot of motorcycles, a lot of taxis, a lot of street vendors, and a lot of clothing stores, but not that many actual restaurants. All right. So this is the neighborhood I stayed in. So anywho, um, back to my trip. So I stayed here, and I did meet some women, right? But I met some girls from Tinder and from Bumble. So I met various women, right? Um, so the first girl I met, I'm not gonna say her name, right? But I will say that she um she was a thick John. She was very, very healthy. I'll say that, right? And all right, we back. Sorry about that. So I'll show you what we were working with, right? So this is what we working with. I'm just gonna keep it a stack. I mean, yeah, Shorty. Yeah, I ain't gonna put her out there like that, but yeah, Shorty was definitely she was healthy. You know what I mean? This is a pic that she took of us. Right. She didn't want to put her whole face out there, but yeah. So she took me to this love motel, right? This is called Motel La Cangreja. Let's get to it. I'm gonna show you what it looked like. So this is where it's at, right? You see these garages? So here's how it works, right? So when you're in a taxi, right, or a Uber, you pull up, right? And then there's a guy outside, right? And then you go and they give you a garage number to go into. So you just the Uber driver pulls up into the garage. Mind you, this is no cash. It's only cash. This is no credit card. This is no debit card. They only take cash. All right. So they only take Colombian pesos. So you pull up to the garage, right? And they drop you off, and then you go inside. And inside, this is kind of what it looked like. All right. This is the outside. I don't know who these people are. But like I said, you pull up in the garage, and a lot of these love motels are like this. So I'm gonna show you the inside of this love motel. What's up, man? It's your boy Locomotion, man. I'm in here in a short stay. Like this chick took me to a short stay. It's for like 2 hours, 60,000 pesos. Like they got a stripper pole, they got a TV, little fridge, little speaker, AC. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? We got a little shower here. So, yeah. Anyway, she trying to run from it. She trying to run. But yeah, we gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure out the figure. So, you can see here, there's actually a mirror on the ceiling. There's a mirror here. And there's mirrors on the wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? So, yeah. Short stay. So, like this chick took me to. So yeah, you see, so there's like mirrors everywhere, short really. Stay. It's for like there's a mirror. Yep, there's a mirror right there, behind the bed. There's a mirror on the ceiling. 2 hours. There's a stripper pole. 60,000 pesos. Like they got a right stripper pole. And there's a mirror right here. Oh my goodness, sorry about They got a that. TV. So there's mirrors above you, behind you, and to the side, so you can see everything that's going on, right? Um, so yeah, that was that love motel. So what happens is at the end of your time, so that one was 60,000 pesos for 2 hours. So it was 30,000 pesos per hour. And so there's this revolving, like, how do you describe it? Like, call it like a little like door, right? So at the end, you put your money in the thing and then you just turn it. They collect your money and then you just walk out. Like you never actually see anybody. They don't see you. They You don't see them. They don't see your guests. They don't check IDs. There's no nothing. It's just straight cash. Just boom, boom. You know, if you start to hit your time, they're gonna knock on the wall or the door and be like, boom, boom, boom. Like, hey, your time's about up. So yeah, so that's how that goes. So that was the first place, right? So, anywho, so that was the first John. That was a cool little experience. And so the next day, after I dropped old girl off after that love motel, I went to a little cafeteria on that street. So let me show you. It's a little cafeteria I went to. It's basically inside of a supermarket, and they basically had a little like little lunch slash breakfast buffet, right? And so basically all I did was just point to what I wanted. And I ended up eating this, some rice, some chicken. I think these are like uh, lentils, a little salad, and then a little soup. And they call this like cola. even though it's not Coca-Cola, they call it cola. It was kinda nasty, I'm not gonna hold you. This drink, but the food was good. So, I messed with the food, it tasted good. I definitely would eat there again, but it's definitely, like, not, like, five-star cuisine, right? So, but yeah, I definitely took it down. I didn't leave much. I left a little bit of soup and that was it, you know what I mean? I didn't finish the cola because it was kinda ass, so, yeah. Anywho, so let's get back to business here. So, um, after that, so this is the hotel. This is that first love motel for 30,000 per hour. And next, I ended up checking out a chick in that I met off of some app, and I was in a hood called El Bosque. All right. So let's go over here. All right. So here is where I was at. I was at this place called Auto Servicio Bar El Bosque. All right. So Auto Servicio Bar, from what I understand, it means truck stop. It's where the truckers actually drink. So I was out there inside this place. There's a place where you could just drink beers or drink whatever you want. Um, and I was drinking with the truck drivers. The truck drivers were cool as hell. They just regular down to earth people. They just want to have a few drinks and see a few shorties and just chill. Listen to music. This place is called Cinco Esquinas. So Cinco Esquinas stands for, I think, like the 5 blocks. Cinco Esquinas is not, um, it's not like exclusive to El Bosque, but if you wanted to come to this area, this is Cinco Esquinas. All right. So here, I ate at this restaurant, right? And they were serving something called arepas. Uh, yeah, arepas were about 3,000 pesos. Let me show you arepas. One moment. So these are arepas. That's what I ate before I met Shorty at the truck driver stop. So these were okay. It's like stuff with like chicken or beef or other things. Then they have these sauces here. I guess this is the hottest, this is medium, this is like sweet. So they're very cheap and they kind of hit the spot. So the way I got there is I got there through Moto. So when you're in the city, the fastest way to get around is with a moto, right? And here's the thing about the moto. Hold on. Here's the thing about the moto. 9 times out of 10, they're not giving you a helmet. They're wearing a helmet. You're not getting one. So if you get in an accident, if you die, you die. That's just what it is. But as far as the prices are concerned, a moto, let's say it was going to cost you 14,000 pesos to go somewhere with Uber or InDrive or taxi. It'll probably cost you 3 or 4 thousand pesos. So a significantly smaller amount, usually 4 times less. So but the thing is, when you're taking a moto, they're not always pulling out their phone or their GPS. So giving them the exact address of where you want to go is not always the best idea. Sometimes you just want to give them a big recognizable store or landmark that's within walking distance of your destination, and then just hoof it from there. So let's say where you're going is by this mall. Just tell them, bring me to that mall and just walk your block or two to get to where you need to go because the street signs are a little iffy, just the addresses are a little iffy. unless they're using navigation, which is not the smartest thing to do when you got two hands on your moto. You just want to give them a roundabout way where you want to go, right? So anywho, that was that. So so I did go to that little what do you call it? I went to that truck driver spot, Auto Servicio Bar, which they're all over the place in Cartagena. Auto Servicio Bar, it's in Boca Grande, it's everywhere. And casinos are everywhere. So these are normal, right? So after that, that night, after I went and chilled with her at the truck driver spot, I did karaoke. Then I linked back up with the thick chick from the night before, and she brought me to a different motel, right? So let me exit out of here. So the second spot she said was close to her crib, right? So this place is called Motel Via Campestre. Hold on. Let me show you what it looked like. So this is accurate. All right. This is a little love motel. You know, they got you, everything you need there. It's kind of straight. Yeah, this is what it looks like. So this is another one where you pull in, right? You pull in and the guy just directs you towards a garage, which is a hotel motel room, right? And you see these little garages. You pull in the garage, they drop you off, you go up the stairs, and then that's how you get in there, right? So I got a little video from when I was up inside there, right? Here we go. Right. This is another room here. It's 20,000 pesos per hour. It's got a little fridge. It's got a little bathroom. It's short stay. Shit, hold up. I don't know where the light is. But you know what a bathroom looks like. I don't know why this is here, but this is it. 20,000 per hour for short stay. Let's go. Right. This is another room here. It's 20,000. All right, so this is apparently some type of like, I think it's a sex chair. I think your leg goes here, this leg goes there. You put your arms up here, and I don't know. Y'all could use your imagination as to what you're supposed to do with this chair. I personally didn't use it. It probably is not sanitized. Um, but if y'all are feeling freaky, go ahead and use it. Um, but I could show you the price. It was on the wall near the garage. So, bienvenidos, Sweet Real, 40,000 pesos, servicio, 2 horas. Okay. So, 2 hours, 40,000 pesos. So, y'all can do the calculations if you want. But that's how much it cost for 2 hours. And that's what I did, 2 hours there. Um, yeah. So I think that's pretty reasonable. You know what I mean? So after I dropped her off, right? Um, she went back to her crib. I went back to my hotel. Ended up going to the beach, right? So I ended up going to Hollywood Beach, and I went to El Laguito, and I was at this restaurant. I ate some Caesar salad. It wasn't that good. I really didn't like it, but it gave me a chance to sit down and record a little bit. So here's what I recorded when I was in Boca Grande. Let's check it out. What's going down, y'all? It's your boy Locomotion here, and I want to give you guys some tips and tricks. You ladies too, if you're moving around Cartagena proper. When I say Cartagena proper, I'm not talking about Getsemani or Boca Grande or Centro Histórico. That's the tourist area. I'm talking about the barrios. That's where I'm staying right now, in a place called El Prado, and I've been going to El Bosque, which is, I wouldn't call it dangerous, but you definitely should have your Spanish game together a bit. And it's a few things you need to know if you're staying out in the center of the city. Number one, it's hard to find cash exchange stores in the center of the city. So definitely get as much cash as you need when you come in at the airport or when you're in the walled city. Because once you get out there, it's going to be tough. You can still use your card for a lot of things, but I like to have cash for certain things. Number two, the best way to get around is moto. Like, let's say if you were to take an in-drive or an Uber, it would cost you 16,000 pesos. In that same distance, it'll cost you about 4,000 pesos on a moto. You just get on the back of it. Some etiquette, don't touch the driver. Don't put your hands on him. You grown man, grown-ass woman. No, just put your hands on your knees or put your arm behind you and you can grip the little metal part. And the last thing, real quick, is you definitely want to keep like a little fanny pack or something like that. Don't keep your stuff in your pocket, man. Anything could happen. You could get pickpocketed, so you definitely want to keep it secured. I'll have another tips video on the next one. What's going down,
All
y'all?
right,
It's your boy
so
Local.
yeah, those are some tips, and there's a few other tips I got. So, when you're going into Boca Grande, all right, if you're a man, you cannot go into Boca Grande or ride around on a moto. There are motos in Boca Grande, but only females are allowed to ride in there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the beef was, but there was some men apparently that were causing trouble inside of Boca Grande. So you cannot use a moto. You cannot get on a moto or a scooter as a man inside Boca Grande. I know this because I tried to go inside Boca Grande on a moto, and the moto driver dropped me off at the entrance and said, "You're gonna have to take a taxi to get to um, the beach because I can't. I'm not. You're not going to be allowed. Two of us aren't going to be allowed in there. So you're definitely going to want to take a taxi if you're going into Boca Grande. Don't even bother trying to take a moto in there. It ain't gonna work. They ain't gonna let you. So, so I ended up having dinner at Boca Grande. This is a very traditional dish called sancocho. This is beef, there's corn, and there's some kind of I don't know, I don't know what it is in there. With kind of starch. It's some type of starch. It's not potato. It's something. Then you got rice, and then you got what do you call that? Plantain. But the plantain is very bland. It's not a sweet plantain like you get in the Dominican Republic. It doesn't really taste like anything. And then of course you got your guac. No, yeah, not guac. It's what do you call it? Whatever guac is made from. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah. So it's good. It was straight, it just had some water. So it was definitely filling. It's definitely difficult to eat all on your own. So there was that. So that evening, I ended up for the only time for a few hours, I went to the walled city. And the walled city ended up eating this little breakfast sandwich, uh, ham, egg, and cheese, with fries. And let me tell you, let me get to full screen real quick. The walled city, it is a ripoff. Centro Histórico is a ripoff. When I was in the barrios, when I was in the auto servicio bar, when I was in the casinos, let me tell you, I was paying 3,000 for a beer, for a gila or something like that, right? But in the historical central, they were charging 26,000 pesos for a beer. 3 versus 26. For me, I wasn't going just because it's just a principle. Can I afford 26,000 pesos? Of course I can. But the rest of the time I had been drinking for 3,000 pesos. It didn't seem worth it. So going to the walled city just didn't seem worth it for me after being in the barrios. So let's get back to it. I ended up on my NYC the future shit and I got stranded for about an hour in the center of the city. I'm gonna show you what happened. All right.
All right, y'all. I'm on my NYC the future ship. I'm stranded here in Cartagena. This is the clock tower. So I'm in the clock tower area, as you can see. I'm gonna tell you why I'm stranded.
my hotel, as you know, is in El Prado. So it's that way, okay? So what I know, I just learned this today, that this main street here closes. I'm in the middle of the street. They close the street until 5 o'clock. So you can't use the street until 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. So I got no way to get home. I can't take a bus. I can't Uber. I can't taxi. I'm not broke. I can take a taxi. I can take an Uber. It's not that. It's just the road is closed. Look at the road. Look. I'm in the middle of the road. Okay, see? So he's going off to the side, but you can't take the main road. You feel me? So he's going off to the right. But this main road is closed. So I'm fucked for the night. I'm probably gonna have to sleep outside tonight. So for anyone that's not staying in Getsemani or Historic Central or Boca Grande, just know this main street is closed. All right, so that main street was closed. So what I ended up having to do is I walked to Getsemani, right? And I was just roaming the streets, and eventually I saw a moto, and I told him where I needed to go, and he told me in Spanish, like, "Hey, we're gonna have to dodge Popo, like, but we can go. I'm gonna get you there. It's gonna be a little bit extra, but I can get you there." So I ended up getting back to my hotel. We just took some side streets, and then we had to take that main street just to get to my hotel, but it wasn't very long. So, um, yeah, so that was an interesting experience, right? So, just so you know, if you're not staying in the Centro Histórico and you want to go, to the other neighborhoods, that main street is going to shut down till 5. So that's just something to be wary of. So, next, um, let's go back to my adventures. So we covered my hotel, we covered El Bosque, we covered this love motel, we covered that love motel. Next, we're going to go, we cover the clock tower. Next, we're going to Boca Grande. So I ended up going here to this dental clinic, right? Um, I went here to get a deep cleaning and teeth whitening because it's cheap. It's like $300 to get a laser teeth whitening, and it's like $100 for a deep cleaning. So you're looking at like $400 to like get your mouth straight. You know what I mean? So I went in there, right? And I was like, yeah, I got a little bit of pain in my tooth, like right here, right? And old girl, leader of the she's the owner of the clinic. She's a doctor, right? She was like, yo, she showed me on the screen. She was like, yo, you got an infection in your teeth, two of your teeth. Like, you need a double root canal. So she's like, this is an emergency. You need to get it done today. So I had my Amex, so it was no big deal. And I ended up getting a double root canal that day. And I'll show you. What's going down, y'all? It's your man Locomotion. I'm here with a review for you, live from Cartagena, Colombia, in Boca Grande. I'm at a place called Sonrisa, which means smile. Hold on, let me look. It is the Smile Perfect Dental Clinic. So I came here in Boca Grande thinking I'm gonna get a teeth whitening and I'm gonna get a deep cleaning. And because I didn't take care of my teeth, I ended up getting a double root canal the same day. And the doctor, she's an absolute stud. I mean, she is fast, she is sharp, she is la jefa. She is the shit. Let me show you where this clinic is at. So it's right across the street from Hotel Relu, Carta, and Blue Concept. So right here, this is the door. Just look for this sign. She's really, really, really good. She got me right. She got me right. My teeth were yellow as cheese, damn near. So definitely, I recommend this place. It's in Boca Grande, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. What's going down, y'all?
Alright, alright. So, yeah, this is old girl. She's, the top 100 doctor in the world. Um, that was just a little photo I took from far away. She definitely legit, bro. Like, she cool. Hold up. I already did that one.
What's going
Sorry.
down?
She top 100. So she's doing her damn thing, right? So, yeah, that was cool. So now we get into, we're getting towards the end of the journey, so bear with me. I'm hoping y'all enjoying it. Hoping y'all rocking with me. I'm showing you a part of Cartagena that y'all ain't never seen before, that you're not really gonna see on YouTube. I mean, you'll see that dental clinic, but a lot of this other stuff you ain't gonna see. So, anywho, so it was like my last night there, right? Oh yeah, real quick. This, from what I've been told by the locals, this is the neighborhood you want to live in. This barrio called Manga. This is where you wanna live, because here is hella expensive. Here in Manga, it's like you can get air conditioning, you can get Wi-Fi, you can get hot water. Those are the 3 things you need, right? That's the most important thing for at least for me as a foreigner. I need reliable internet, I need air conditioning, and you know, I need at least warm water, like, even if it's not scalding hot, you know what I mean? So, this is the neighborhood you wanna live in because it's really easy to get to Getsemani, and from Getsemani, you can get to the Centro Histórico and Boca Grande. So, this is like the suburb of the richer area. So, if you're gonna be an expat and you wanna live in Cartagena, this is the neighborhood you wanna live in. It's gonna cost you about $500 to $600 a month for 1 or 2 bedroom, okay? So, $500, $600 a month, $600 a month probably to be safe. This is where you wanna be. It's straight. Let's take a look. Alright. Oops. Oops. Sorry about that. This is straight. You could tell, like, this is where you wanna be. Alright. So, that's just a little tip for y'all, for all y'all looking to like me to, expatriate to, Colombia. Yeah, you definitely wanna check out that neighborhood. That's the neighborhood I'm going to live in, I can guarantee you, if I decide to move to Cartagena. So now, let's move to the actual centro, like, not Centro Histórico. This here is Centro Histórico. Clearly, this is not the center of Cartagena. So, how this came about was I was at my hotel right here at Hotel G, and I was gonna try to go to this place here called, like, I don't know where it's at here. I can't find it. Anyway, there's a nightclub on the street called Hype, all right? And in El Bosque. And I was talking to the taxi driver, and he went to the place. I gave him the address, and it was closed that day. It might be open on the weekend, but it was like a Monday night, Tuesday night. It's crazy. And he said, "This place is closed." He's like, "Where do you want to go?" I said, "I'm not sure." He's like, I said, "Where the shorties at? Where the hoes at?" Basically, I was like, "Where the hoes at?" Right? He's like, "You know what? I know a spot." He's like, "You looking for like super bad and expensive, or you looking for?" He said, economico." And I said, "Yo, take me to economico. Show me where the shorties is at." You know what I mean? He's like, "All right, I got you. Cool." So he took me kind of far. So here's where I started out. Uh, Here, this is my hotel.
Then I went down here. He took me all the way to the center, alright? This place is legit, fellas. This place is legit. It's called Stragos nightclub, alright? Let's take a look at it. This is what the outside looks like, right? So, this place, I ain't gonna hold you, it's a it's a strip club, like, it is, like, they get naked in there. I'm just telling you, like, what it is, like, this is where you wanna be. This downtown is where you wanna be. These are strip clubs, like, they get naked in there, not till after 2 a.m., right? So, um, let me break it down for y'all before we, like, get into the pictures and the videos and stuff like that. Let me break it down for y'all fellas. So, the cool thing about at least Stragos, I don't know about the other places, but you can sit down by yourself. You could buy a beer, you could buy a drink, right? And you could drink, and shorties will come up and talk to you, right? And so the girls, like, they get like a commission for every drink that they buy. But the drinks that they buy, like a beer is normally $3, their beer is 5 pesos. Sorry, not dollars, pesos. So when you pay for a beer, it's 3,000 pesos. When you buy them a beer, it's 5,000 pesos. So we're looking at like a dollar, a dollar 50 per drink for them. And here's the thing, gentlemen. They're going to get a beer. They're not going to get, a bottle of fucking, I don't know, Don Julio, a bottle of, Remy, a bottle of whatever. Like, they're not gonna try to play you like that. Like, you're not gonna get a bill for, you know, 8 drinks when you thought you only paid for 1. It's like, "Oh, yo, I bought all my homegirls a shot." No. No, they're not doing that. So the cool thing about this place is you don't have to get like a huge bottle, but I ended up getting a bucket. So let me show you what I got in there, right? So this is inside the spot, right? So I ended up getting a bucket of aguilas, all right? And so that's the drink that she'll get. That little Budweiser, that's 5,000. These are 3,000 each, right? So it's not that expensive. So this is inside the spot. So they play like Latin music and they play like hip hop. Let me show you. Oh shoot. I messed up. I didn't even show you the beers. My bad. This is inside. So here, this is these are the 3,000 peso beers, the Gilas, right? And this is 5,000 pesos. This is her drink. You know what I mean? She'll order like a little tiny Budweiser, right? So this is it. This is easy money. Like this is nothing. So the girls, they get every time they order a drink, they get like a ticket or something. And so like they get rewarded. And how it works is that from what I understand, from what was quoted to me, is that there are rooms l lower. I'm not sure if it was lower in the same building, but there are rooms, like hotel type rooms, very close walking distance. I don't know if it's a different building or the same building. It wasn't clear because my Spanish isn't like 100%, right? But, what they wanna do is they want you to slide with them and go to that room. In that room, in their time, is 1 fee, and I can't really say the fee on YouTube. If y'all wanna know, I do know what it is, at least for the girl who quoted me. Maybe I got the ugly nigga, tax, I don't know, but, I could tell you it was a little bit expensive. It was much more expensive than them cheap ass drinks that they were getting from me. So, anywho, let me show you, um, like, the kinda music they play in there. This is like they had a little Pop Smoke, I was surprised. Anyway, I was getting carried away. So yeah, so listen to this story real quick. I'm gonna tell you a little story that happened, right? So I'm sitting there, right? I got my bucket of beers. I'm just chilling, I'm vibing, you know what I mean? Not really dressing, having a good time, you know what I mean? Listen to the music, they're playing Latin music, they playing, like reggaeton, they're playing salsa, they're playing hip hop, I'm chilling, right? And so this shorty, 30 years old, little Blanquita, not Blanquita, but light skinned John, right? She comes and sits next to me. And it was funny because it was her and her friend who was bad, right? She was with this baddie. And I was like looking at the baddie, like, oh, come through, right? But nah, the baddie, she slid, she skated, skirt, skirt, she left. And then like this chick, I'm not gonna hold you, she was washed, bro. Like she was washed. Like she had a little belly, she had no booty, like her boobs is I mean, she wasn't really working with nothing. Like I wasn't feeling her. And the thing is like she starts chatting me up. I'm like, "Oh, you want a drink?" I'm just trying to be a gentleman. You know what I mean? I got a bucket of beer. I'm not gonna drink all the beer myself. But you want a drink? All right, boom, boom. Give her a drink, right? So she's drinking my beers or what have you. And we talk. It's so loud in there, you can't hear anything. Even if we spoke the same language, it would be too loud to hear. So we're, on the translator on my phone. We just translating back and forth. And for whatever reason, she's trying to tell me she's a good girl. She don't really like. She only does this to support her daughter, and she's showing me pics of her kid. And like, oh, I'm really actually a good person. And chat. I'm not there for a good girl. I'm there for a freak nasty bitch. You feel me? Like, why is she trying to tell me she a good? Why is she trying to convince me she a good girl? And she washed. Like, I wasn't even feeling her. Right? Let me show you a video what this girl looked like. She wasn't. It wasn't nothing nice. Hold up. Let's bring her up. I wasn't feeling that girl at all, y'all. I wasn't feeling her right. And so I'm sitting with her, right? So I'm sitting here. She's sitting next to me, right? And I see this little flaca chica, you know what I mean? Little chica flaca, little thin John, right? And she ended up being 19 years old, right? She's grilling me. Like she trying to like it looked like she trying to get that work. You feel me? So I'm like, dang, I'm trying to get this wash chick off of me. Like I want her to leave, right? And like I'm trying to be like polite with it because I don't want no drama. I don't want no smoke. But me and old girl, we making eye contact, right? And so I say to the staff, like, I said, "All right," I tell the girl, "I gotta go to the bathroom." So I go to the bathroom, and this bathroom was nasty. Yeah, I took a picture in the bathroom. This is nasty. Like, you pee in this little thing right here, and then there's a little toilet. Like, that shit was nasty. It was not a nice bathroom. But I did go to the bathroom, right? So I go to the bathroom, right? And I end up like talking to like one of the staff. I said to the old boy, I was like, listen, this is all in Spanish. I said, listen, I'm with this girl sitting next to me respectfully. Like, I'm not feeling her. Old girl over there, that girl over there, like, I'm trying to fuck with her. I'm trying to see what she's talking about. And they're like, don't worry, we got you. We gonna handle it. So they call the girl that was sitting next to me, the one you just seen dancing, they call her over and they say something to her I can't hear. And like they basically told her bounce, right? And then they call over the girl who's grilling me, right? It was like, hey, go sit with him. So I'm gonna show you the girl who was sitting with me. All right, hold up. The other girl that this is the girl that was grilling me. Yeah, like yeah, Shorty was she was straight. You know what I mean? Like, she could have got that work, you know what I mean? I wasn't mad. Oh, look at my teeth, white as fuck, shining. This is after I got my teeth whitened and my root canal. She was great, you know what I mean? And let me show you when she was, little thin John. What we got going on? Hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't know why this is taking so long. My fault, y'all. Do I need to pause this recording? I don't know why this isn't loading. I'm gonna pause this until it gets together. Yeah, my bad. We had a little technical difficulty. I mean, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. It was just a little bit. It was just a little bit. You know what I mean? It was a little bit. A little bit. She putting on your boy. She's putting on your boy a little bit, right? Damn, we closing in on an hour real soon, so I gotta wrap this up. Hour's a lot of your time, right? So, yeah. So this area. Let me show you where this area is again. This is where you want to be at. All right. This is it. This is where you want to be. This is like central. You know what I mean? Super central. Uh, Cartagena. Not that. Uh, let me zoom out. Let me zoom out for y'all. Hold up. This is where you want to be at. All right. You see how central this is? You go here. I'm gonna show you again. This is where you want to be. These spots. One, two, three, four. These spots right here is going to be a good damn time. It's going to be much better than the walled city. It's going to be much better. I'm telling you, it's going to be cheaper. There's going to be more chicks. It's going to be a better time. Like it's going to be cool. So we're at 57 minutes. So let me take some. I got some notes here. So here's what you're gonna need to know in Spanish. You're gonna need to know how to take a taxi. You're gonna need to know how to order food. You're gonna need to know how to purchase something. You're gonna need to know numbers up to about 100,000, but it's not hard. Yeah, uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, whatever. And then you got your 20, 30, 40. Then you got cien. And then if you know cien, then you got mil, which is 1,000. And if you know a combination of up to 100, then uh, 1,000, then it's just, DSCN, DSCN meal, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you just combine those numbers. It's very easy. So as long as you know the numbers, you're good. Um, as far as talking to ladies, like I can just give you a few tips. It's like when you're talking to the girls, like out in the barrios, you know what I mean? You're just gonna ask them like, "What's your name?" Like, "Cómo te llamas?" And you're like, "Oh, me llamo whatever." And then they're gonna be like, "Oh, cuántos años tienes? How old are you?" And they're gonna tell you, "Oh, yo tengo whatever." Or they might say like, "Oh, how old do I look?" You know what I mean? And whatever they say, whatever when they say, "How old do I look?" Whatever they look like, minus like 5 to 10 years. So if they look 30, say they're 25. You know what I mean? And then when they tell you their age, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm actually this old." You're gonna be like, "En serio? No creo lo que." They're like, "What? What? Why?" And it's like, "Oh, creo que parece más jóvenes." You know what I mean? Like, I thought you like way younger. You know what I mean? Tell them that they look way younger, and that'll get them every time. But so like, anyways, wrapping this video up, we're just about at an hour. Here's what you need to do. if you're gonna go venture into the barrios, make sure you exchange that money. Like, get enough cash when you're around the airport, when you're in this Centro Histórico, exchange your money there because you're not gonna find, a lot of, what do you call it? You're not gonna find a lot of, money exchange places, okay? Next, liquor. Buy your liquor in the tourist areas. Get yourself a big bottle or whatever. Preferably get it at duty free. As soon as you get in the airport, get you the biggest bottle of whatever the hell you drinking. Because finding liquor stores in the barrios is not as easy as you might think. Like, usually they sell them in like a drogeria or something like that, but they're not always like within walking distance or they're kind of far sometimes. So and they're not gonna have a large variety. They're just gonna have beer and they have like aguardiente, whatever the hell it's called, like their local shit. So if you want like your nice shit, get that at the airport duty free. Um, when you're in the barrios, no one's gonna speak any damn English, right? So you're gonna have to have a very basic level of proficiency. I would have to say you have to know greetings, hola, ¿cómo estás? Buenos tardes, buenos días, uh, buenas noches, just basic shit. You don't have to know a lot, like you just gonna have to know basic stuff. Uh, it, what else? Like my Spanish is not great at all, at all. And I survived there. I made it. I would say definitely wear a fanny pack or a sash or something like that. Just don't keep your shit in your pockets. It's not worth the risk, including your phone. Just don't do it. Don't walk around with your phone in your hand and like just being absorbed by your phone. Like have situational awareness and always pay attention to your surroundings when you're out in these barrios. Overall, I had a fun trip. I had a good trip. I wish I could have recorded more for y'all, like when I was in the casinos, when I was in the auto servicio bars, and when I was out like in the streets dancing and stuff like that. But it just wasn't appropriate. You know what I mean? Maybe if I were there longer and I lived there, I could get that kind of footage when I know people and they want to be on camera and I can get their consent. But until then, it just didn't make sense. The last time I went out to Medellin, y'all probably know I got my phone yeeted. Yeet. You know what I mean? For creep camming and doing shit like that. So I wasn't fitting to do that this time. But, it's been over an hour. I really appreciate you stopping by the channel. I hope you really enjoy it. If you have any questions, you can definitely hit me up. My information's on my page. So you can email me. You could, hit me in the comment section, whatever have you, and I'll answer anything that you need to know about like the actual Cartagena, not just tourist area. So so you should already know it's that like, share, subscribe, algorithm, all that good stuff. This is a long vid and it's a long time coming. And I appreciate you being here. Definitely please like, share, subscribe, and share it with your no, don't share with all your friends. Just share it with the homies. Don't share with everybody. I don't know how long this video is gonna stay up because I have, a lot of stuff on here. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.